And I think what has to happen is we got to get back to the Lord, man. We got to fall on our face for real and figure out what it is that the Lord would have us to do, and figure that piece out. But I think the problem is most of us aren't willing to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, and it's it's getting harder and harder to reason with people. You feel what I'm saying? I used to have a skill for doing that. But in understanding how to do it, you got to understand the person you're talking to. Right. And in me doing that, it lets me know that it's going to be an argument either way, because it's almost like the programming is deep. But either way, the two teams thing that you said is a big deal, because we're actually supposed to be one team. This is supposed to be America, right?
It's supposed to be what?
One team.
One team, yeah.
This is America. We all live here. I know that we've been divided from the jump in a lot of different ways. Right. We've been sliced and diced in a lot of different ways. But from a biblical standpoint, we know that a house divided cannot stand. And we're literally a country. It's almost like a football team and the offense competing against the defense.
Facts.
As a team, we losing, bro.
Facts.
So I think that the scales need to fall off of our eyes and realize that no matter what your political side, no matter what your race and all of that, if America burns, your house is gonna catch on fire too.
That's a fact.
So that's why I met with it. I'm not people against people. I think we should be good against evil in general and shake this whole us them mentality and fight for what's good. And I don't know if that's, I don't want to be pessimistic. It's hard to see how that's going to work.
Yeah, that good against evil is interesting when you redefine evil. You know what I mean?
That's
because
true.
I redefine evil as not just I disagree with you, but you're evil because you're not on my team.
Right.
So how am I going to unify with you when my job is to fight evil?
And I think you're evil.
I think you're evil.
Are we dealing with the Great Delusion?
Man, we've been dealing with the Great Delusion.
Okay.
That's not going to just happen at one point. It's leading the whole way.
Yeah.
Because like the biggest piece, man, is we, like I said, the country's split. It's a house divided cannot stand. We literally called our governing body the House and split it in half.
And it's literally split.
And then, you know what I mean? So like that, and how is that going to work? And we have this piece to where if you're not on my team, you're not just wrong. You're inherently evil. I cannot, because when you can't, if you're going to build your team up and build an army up, you got to have an enemy to fight.
Yeah.
And both teams do that. The other team is the enemy. We got to beat them or else all is lost. That's how, that's every both sides, RNC, DNC's campaign. We got to win or else all is lost. Yeah. And that's what they run on. So, I mean, the vision we got to get to is where I'm not making the other team my enemy. We just have some fundamental disagreements, which is how they used to debate back in the day.
Right. But how do we come to a medium ground to make sure everyone's good?
How do we make sure that at the end of this, we all can go out here, take care of our families, live healthy lives, protect ourselves, and make sure that we're doing all right? Yeah. If the only way we can do that is that the utter annihilation of your team and my team wins, well, you already cut off half the country. But that's literally how we run our political culture.
It is, bro.
And we allow it to happen. So we got to get to a place to where I care about the person I drastically disagree with, and I'm willing to help and be there for them, even through our disagreements. We gotta get through this together. Yeah, we're not willing to do that. We're willing to win, particularly to the detriment of you.
Absolutely.
And then, like you said, gloat about it.
And we will literally cheer on people's graves right now.
Facts.
This is how terrible people are.
Facts. We do it. Yeah. I'm looking at all these jokes and stuff, and there's jokes about the other person getting taken out. Yeah. Them jokes turn into bullets. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Eventually. Right. Yeah. So like we can't really do that. So the vision, I think, is I'm not asking you to agree. I'm not asking you that's not support something you disagree with, whatever policy or team that is. No, I'm not saying support the team. I'm saying that other team at the end of the day is made up of human beings.
Absolutely.
And your fellow countrymen. And we got to get to the point where it's like, yo, I disagree with you, but I love you and I care about you. Yeah. Versus just you're evil and get out of my country. That ain't.
Because your destruction is ultimately mine.
Your destruction is my destruction. What does it say? Like, pray for the peace of the city you're in, because if it prospers, you will prosper. Yeah, man. That's where my nationalism comes from. Yeah. It's from that thought. It don't come from, flags and anthems. It comes from that. Like, this place needs to prosper because everybody I know and love is here. Yeah. Like, let's do that. Yeah. So how How then in our daily lives, because this ain't something we got to answer.
That's it.
How in our daily lives can we get there a little bit better? Like, what can we do?
Well, I'm going to be an example of what Christ looks like. I'm going to show love whether you got on a red hat or a blue one. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Much love to you, brother.
Appreciate
but yeah.
I know you said the red first.
So at the end of the day, I'm going to be that example because, a lot of people sit and talk to me and they'll start a conversation as if they already know what side I'm on because of what I look like.
Yeah.
Don't they happen all the time?
Yeah.
But I ain't even, I use the term politically atheist, but, I don't really deal with neither side. I do what I do. But either way, I think as Christians, I know
he got something to say. I saw the corner of his mouth. I'm like, so I got something going on up there.
You next. But I think we just need to be the example. You were right, JB. As Christians,
right,
we're supposed to be an example and representation of the kingdom. And the kingdom operates different from this world.
Yeah, man.
And the only way people are gonna see it, they can only go as far as they can see. They need to see us displaying that. So they'll know us by our love.